Alrighty, so Hollywood actor Alan Ritchson, who happens to be the star of the Jack Reacher show, he's a rising star in Hollywood, maybe a rising superstar, you could call him that, is absolutely upset with Christians, and he too has professed his faith as a Christian. Matter of fact, he's got a YouTube channel to this effect that he has been running since 2022 or thereabouts, talking about his faith and all that. And now he is, according to some articles, going scorch earth on Christians, right? He's not happy with Christians at all. And why is he upset with Christians? Well, for none other reason than what? Orange man bad. Go figure. Richard star Alan Ritchson baffled at religious support for Donald Trump. Quote, he is a grappist and a con man, and yet the entire Christian church seems to treat him like he's their poster child, end quote. Now, my first question is, does he really have any legs to stand on? As a Christian, you are free to criticize Christians, but a few things that he has to say here that I just wanted to opine on. And of course, I want to ask you guys to share your opinions in the comment section below as well. So without further ado, let's jump right into this and talk about this a little bit now, shall we? This is the thing. He was having an interview with the Hollywood Reporter, and he was pressed about his faith. Now, for me, if you ask me about my faith, I'm Christian. So definitely I would want to talk about Jesus. I want to talk about Jesus as much as I possibly can. His effect on me since I knew Jesus, how my life has changed, how I have turned away from the things that I used to do, and how I'm trying to be better. I'm not perfect, but I'm trying to do better. And I would want to share with people how my life has become better emotionally and also maybe in every other respect, and how I am influencing other people to also follow the same path, because it's been good for me. I want it to be good for other people as well. However, instead of him focusing on his faith and how his faith has helped him and maybe the things that he has experienced as a result of this faith, no, he decides to elaborate on his faith and go scotch earth on other Christians because he is the righteous one. He is the morally superior one, just like they do in Hollywood. So when he was asked about his religious belief and they asked him to further elaborate, this is what he had to say. Further elaborating on his religious belief, Ritchson then opined that, quote, Christians today have become the most vitriolic tribe. It is so antithetical to what Jesus was calling us to do and to be, right? Basically, that's what he was saying. Now, before this, he was talking about how Jesus called us to love others unto death. Of course, what the Bible said Jesus said is love the Lord thy God above all things and love your neighbor as yourself, right? Basically, Jesus Christ is saying you cannot love God if you don't love everybody around you. So this is basically the foundation of the Christian belief, because with love, you have sacrifice. Greater love has no man than to lay down their life for a friend, right? And also, with love comes empathy, with love comes understanding, with love comes, forgiveness, and all of these other things. These are all the principles that make up Christianity. However, he is saying that Christians today are the most vitriolic tribe. Now, he goes on to say, right, to this end, the actor then took an aim at the ever-rising support for the former U.S. president that has consistently held and continuously hold amongst Christians, lamenting, quote, Trump is a grappist and a con man, and yet the entire Christian church seems to be treat him like he's their poster child, and it's unreal, end quote. God have mercy. Bounding in the comments, write your English properly, unless he spoke the English wrongly in the first instance. So he's saying that Christians are treating Mr. Trump like as if he is their poster child. Now, I got two things to say here. When it comes to him talking about Christians being the most vitriolic tribe, right? Where do you get that from? Is it simply because they want to vote for a political candidate? So now you want to chastise and criticize Christians for wanting to vote for their own choice of a political candidate. This is directly from the playbook of the leftist party of America, the Democratic Party. This is what they usually do. If you've been studying them for the longest of times, you will find that when you're looking at their legacy media, the MSNBCs, the CNNs, the ABCs, the CNBCs, and so on and so forth, all the ones that have communist network in their name, all of them do the same thing. When they want to criticize black people, they will get a black person like Don Lemon back then. That was one of the key reasons why he was hired, Van Jones, to criticize black people on CNN, to criticize black people, Joy Reid, when it comes to the MSNBC, to criticize black people for voting for the orange man. It pisses them off. So what they want to do is use a black person to castigate black people, just like they would try to use a Rachel Maddow to castigate white people, especially evangelical white Christians. So this is coming out from the playbook because Hollywood is anti-Trump. Obviously, we all know that. We don't talk about this. I don't like to talk about straight politics, but this actor, who is a Hollywood actor, went politics on this matter. This has nothing to do with Christianity. It has everything to do with politics, because when it comes to politics, a Christian is free to vote for whoever they want to vote for, especially in a country like America. I mean, I remember back then in Nigeria where we had a political candidate, a presidential candidate who was Muslim, and his running mate was Muslim in MKO Abiola. However, overwhelmingly across Nigeria, we had the freest and fairest election ever, and Christians, Muslims, everybody voted him. Why? Because they knew that MKO Abiola had their best interest at heart, which is what people are seeing today. People have a blueprint to compare between the two major candidates in America. You have 3 years of Biden, and you had the first 3 years of Trump before the coup came across, right? And so you can compare and contrast, and people are starting to look back and find out that, hey, every single thing that the media is saying is really no longer taking effect. And today, as he's facing political persecution, people are feeling that they are the ones that are being prosecuted, that they want to stop him because he stands for the things, the values that people stand for. It's not just Christians, but a whole lot of people. Young people, his polls are going up. Amongst old people, his polls have always been up. Amongst white people, his polls going up. Amongst black people, his poll is going up. Amongst Hispanic, his poll is going up. It keeps going up because they know that this guy holds their best interest in heart. It's a political candidate. You can be free to vote for whoever you want to vote for. So what he's doing now, castigating Christian, is not a new thing. Matter of fact, a couple of years ago, Kanye West said it. Kanye West said, last year, y'all didn't want me to vote for Trump because I was black. This year, you don't want me to vote for Trump because I'm Christian. Right? And he was absolutely right. It's a playbook from the leftist party in America. That's what he's doing. Now, when he says that Christians are the most vitriolic tribe, I beg to differ, because Christians are the people that experience the most vitriolic acts against them in the world. Even a Pew study shows that harassment of religious group continues to be reported in more than 90% of countries in the world. Which group tops that group? Christian groups. The Christian group. So how can they be the most vitriolic tribe if they are the ones that experience the most vitriolic acts against them across the world? And that would include Israel, that would include America, that would include England. Matter of fact, some Christians are getting arrested just for their simply preaching on the roadside. Maybe not in America, because America is a free country. But in America, you get them getting stoned. You get them getting, abused. You get them, people screaming at them and all of this sort of stuff. So where is his heat for those people? Right? Another thing is this. Trump stands for what Christian stands for. He stands for Christian values, right? I'm not saying Trump is a Christian. I don't know whether he is. I don't think he's ever said it. I don't even think I've ever seen Trump say he's a Christian. However, he holds the words in the Bible dearly. I don't even know if he reads it, but he stands for it. On the other hand, you have President Joe Biden, whom on Easter Day disregards the idea, the reason for the season, right? We know that Easter really, the origins of it might not have anything to do with the rising of Jesus Christ. However, we know that the reason for that season, why we celebrate that season today, is because of Jesus Christ. But he disregarded it and he named it the Day of Visibility for Trans whatever. He actually gave a full speech acknowledging that rather than acknowledging Christians. And you want Christians to make him their poster child? What he did was antithetical to Christianity. However, you don't have the heat for the people that support him. He supports abortion. Right? Christians do not. Where is the heat that you have for the Christians or the people that support Joe Biden? It's not there. So I guarantee you guys, this guy's taking it from the playbook of the liberal party in America, and we've seen this time and time again. And why do I think he's doing this? Well, I feel like because he's in Hollywood and he's a Christian, this is antithetical to Hollywood, because when you're a Christian in Hollywood, as soon as you start to proclaim it, the woke mob is going to come after you. And when they do, your stock starts to drop. Look at Chris Pratt. I think his stock is starting to drop. He's going to be finding it more and more difficult. The more he's proclaiming his Christianity, he's going to be finding it more and more difficult to get better jobs in Hollywood. Look at James Caviezel, the guy who played Passion of the Christ. He's gone independent at this point in time, right? Look at Mel Gibson, the same thing. People that are professing their faith, it's becoming harder for them to actually get A-list jobs, like the top jobs. Mark Wahlberg, for instance. All of these guys, Matthew McConaughey, right? They're all feeling that. So the only way you can actually stay in Hollywood is and be a Christian is to actually criticize the Orange Man bad. But I'm going to ask you though, brother, You who's saying things like this, who's trying to castigate Christian, I believe that you are being very, very much disingenuous. But the thing that you're trying to do is you're trying to keep your job, right? We've seen other people do this. People like Stephen A. Smith for ESPN, that is a very woke company, right? He will criticize the current government, as it were, on his own podcast, but he will never say that he will vote Trump, while he's giving everybody else a wink, wink, nudge, nudge, saying things like, Trump is still on the table. Trump is on the table and they can't beat him, but I'm not going to vote for him. Why is he saying that? Because if he says he's going to vote for him, he's going to lose his $20 million a year contract. That's why he's doing that. This is the same reason why this guy is doing this. He's absolutely disingenuous and he's trying to, keep his job in Hollywood, and this is the way. But I'm going to tell you something about what Hollywood does, what the left does. When they take people like you, they use you for their biddings. At the end of the day, they're going to toss you aside. I think that a lot of people are starting to learn that the hard way. You can see Michael Rapaport, he has changed his stance, totally made a 180. This is one of the guys that had serious TDS. Now he says he wants to vote for Trump. When you're talking about Cardi B, he has nothing but criticisms for the current government and what they are doing. She endorsed them the last time. And what's happening today? She's made a total U-turn. And what about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, the guy that I'm thinking that this brother here, Alan Ritchson, is trying to usurp as the newest Arnold Schwarzenegger in Hollywood, the newest big strong man in Hollywood? We've seen other people like Vin Diesel try to take the shoes off or fill the shoes of Arnold Schwarzenegger, The Rock. Now it's Alan Ritchson's turn, and he's trying to fill that shoe as well. But go talk to The Rock. Tell him to give you his experience since he endorsed Joe Biden in 2020 and see what's been happening. The guy was a box office gold. Now he's having flops and flops here and there. So, dude, after this year, you better plan to have something else other than this, other than trying to criticize Trump or trying to castigate Trump voters, trying to make them feel bad for wanting to make a political choice that benefits them. Because this is absolutely asinine, man. You trying to do what you're trying to do, and it is absolutely disingenuous. Anyway, this is what I think about this. I have more thoughts, but I want to hear what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Yeah, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, ding that bell for notification, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take care. Peace out. I got to go for a 12-hour shift. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.